Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another session of this course on Islamic inheritance law, in which we shall be looking at the classification of heirs within Islamic inheritance law. Let's start off with text from the Sirajiyah. فيبدأ بأصحاب الفرائض وهم الذين لهم سهام مقدرة في كتاب الله تعالى، ثم بالعصبات من جهة النسب، والعصبة كل من يأخذ ما أبقته أصحاب الفرائض وعند الانفراد يحرز جميع المال، ثم بالعصبات من جهة السبب وهو مولى العتاقة، ثم عصبته على الترتيب، ثم الرد على ذوي الفروض النسبية بقدر حقوقهم، ثم ذوي الأرحام، ثم مولى الموالاة، ثم المقر له بالنسب على الغير بحيث لم يثبت نسبه بإقراره من ذلك الغير إذا مات المقر على إقراره، ثم الموصى له بجميع المال، ثم بيت المال. The Sirajiyah lists 8 categories of heirs as shown in this slide. These are 1. Quranic heirs or sharers, referred to as the Ashab al-Furud. 2. Residuary heirs, referred to as the Asabat. 3. Residuary heir by special reason, who is referred to as Mul al-Ataka. 4. Distant kindred heirs, referred to as Dhawil Arham. 5. Successor by contract, referred to as Mul al-Muwalah. 6. Acknowledged kinsman, referred to as al-Maqarralah. 7. The universal legatee, referred to as al-Musalah. And 8. The public treasury, Baytul Mal. Heirs in Islamic inheritance can be divided into 3 main groups. First, we have Quranic heirs, known as sharers or Ashab al-Furud in Arabic. There are 12 Quranic heirs. 9 are mentioned in the Quran, and 3 have been added by Muslim jurists by analogy. These 12 Quranic heirs have the first right to the inheritance. Each of them has been assigned a definite fixed share of the estate. Second, we have the residuary heirs, known as the al-asabat in Arabic. These heirs do not have a fixed fractional share allocated to them. They inherit whatever remains of the estate after the Quranic heirs have been given their allocated shares. There are different types of residuaries, as we shall see later on in this course. The male residuaries by blood are the male agnates, who are connected to the deceased through a male line of succession. Third, we have the distant kindred, known as the Dhawil Arham. These are all the blood relatives of the deceased, who are neither Quranic heirs, the Ashab al-Furud, nor residuaries, the al-Asabat. The Arabic term Dhawi al-Arham means possessors of kinship, and the term distant kindred is used to refer to this class of heirs. They are also referred to as uterine heirs. It is the largest group of the 3 groups. All issues through female relatives are distant kindred, except those through the mother. There is a difference of opinion as to whether the Dhawi al-Arham are allowed to inherit or not. The majority opinion is that they are allowed to inherit. This is the view followed by the Hanfi and Hanbali fiqh, and adopted by later Shafi'i and Maliki jurists. Distribution doesn't always work simply by giving fixed Quranic shares to the relatives named in the Quran, then handing the rest to male agnates, that is, the residuaries. Firstly, Quranic heirs may sometimes inherit as residuaries instead of getting their usual Quranic portion. Yes, a Quranic heir can take a residual share. Secondly, even the Quranic portions aren't truly fixed in every case. They can change, either increase or decrease, depending on the circumstances. This diagram shows all the heirs in form of a Venn diagram. The largest group of potential heirs is the distant kindred group, the Dhawi al-Arham. It can also be seen, as mentioned earlier, some Quranic heirs can inherit as residuary heirs. This will be discussed later during the course. This family tree diagram shows all the 12 Quranic heirs. The females are in red and the male heirs in blue. The 9 Quranic heirs mentioned in the Quran with their share entitlement are the mother, the father, the husband, the wife, the daughter, the full sister, the consanguine sister, the uterine sister, and the uterine brother. The 3 Quranic heirs which have been added by analogy are the agnatic granddaughter, meaning a granddaughter through a son, no matter how low, the paternal grandfather, referred to as the true grandfather, no matter how high, and the true grandmother, again, no matter how high. The meaning of these terms will become apparent when discussing their inheritance shares later on during the course. This family tree diagram shows the residuary heirs by blood. The rights of the residuary to inherit was established by the Prophet ﷺ himself. Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Give the fara'id to those who are entitled to receive it. Then whatever remains should be given to the closest male relative of the deceased." The male agnates consist of the descendants comprising of the son and agnatic grandsons, meaning sons through son, no matter how low. The ascendants consist of the father and the true grandfather, meaning the paternal grandfather, his father, and so on, no matter how high up the family tree. Then we have what is known as the collaterals. These are descendants of the father and consist of the full brothers, the consanguine brothers, those who share the same father as the deceased but different mothers, and their sons. Finally, we have the descendants of the true grandfathers. These consist of the paternal uncles, both full and consanguine, their sons, as well as the great paternal uncles and their sons, and so on further up the family tree. This brings us to the end of this session. Insha'Allah, see you in the next one.